Welcome back, Phasmophobia fam. Today's a very exciting day. A new Phasmophobia update is finally here, and there's going to be new ghosts, a new trailer, and as always, the devs have left some hidden surprises in here. They always over-deliver. This dev team is so amazing, and yeah, I'm going to go over all that with you. I'm going to show you the new ghosts in the journal. I'm going to show you the new trailer. And if you're a beginner player, I've made this entire YouTube channel just for you. I have beginner's guides for everything you need to know about Phasmophobia. Super easy to understand. Also, make sure you join up with the community. I'm on Twitch, I'm on Discord. The links for both of those will be in the description of this video. We would love to meet you over there. Level 1 players, level 6,000 players like myself. Great place to learn how to play the game or just make friends to play with. Now, let's get into these patch notes here. Truck overhaul update. New truck, new ghost types, and more. So welcome back, Ghost Hunters. We've got some news for you to keep you busy until the custom difficulty update, which is the big one. That comes out soon. We're releasing this smaller update with some content for you to enjoy. So ghost types. First thing we noticed, they only teased 2 ghost types leading up to this update, but they put in a third. They snuck a third in there, you sneaky, sneaky devs. I love you. So we have the Deogen, always watching. The Moroi, risen from the grave to curse their victims. And the Thaye, the ever-aging ghost. So, because the update is actually out right now, I have the journal here. And let's go over the Moroi, I can't, words are hard. The Moroi first. The Moroi has risen from the grave to drain energy from the living. They have been known to place curses on their victims, curable only by antidotes or moving very far away. Strength. The weaker their victims, the stronger the Moroi becomes. Weakness. The Moroi suffer from hyperosmia, weakening them for longer periods. So, that the hypermorosia, I think that's a sense of smell. It sounds like smudge sticks are going to be more effective against this ghost. Okay, much like either a spirit, where it's more effective, you know, outside of the hunt, or it's more effective during the hunt. So we'll see. The weaker their victims, the stronger the more it becomes. It sounds like the lower your sanity gets, the more dangerous this ghost is going to be. Its speed is probably going to increase with your sanity decreasing. We'll see, and I'll get into. Well, I'll show you next why we don't know all the details about these ghosts yet. So the next one, the Deogen. This one is the one that intrigues me the most. Sometimes surrounded by an endless fog, the Deogen have been eluding ghost hunters for years. These ghosts have been reported to find even the most hidden prey before stalking them into exhaustion. Strength. Deogen consistently sense the living. You can run, but you cannot hide. Weakness. Deogen require a lot of energy to form and will move very slowly. So basically, everything you've learned up to this point, if you're a newer player in Phasmophobia, is that you have to hide from the ghost during hunts. Well, this one is always going to find you, so you're going to have to learn how to loop. And it's going to be chaos. Some maps, like Edgefield in particular, one of the only places I think you can loop in Edgefield is going to be around the couch in the living room. So this ghost is going to be slow, but it's always going to be coming towards you. So this is going to be super awesome and wild, and it's going to be amazing if we encounter one of these in my community day tomorrow, where I play with basically my Twitch followers, and to have a full like nightmare mode where the hunt is always going, and if one person dies, the hunt just keeps going, and we always have to loop. That's gonna be insane and intense. Okay, now the Thaye, this is the surprise one right here. Thaye, I'm just gonna call it the Thaye, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Thaye have been known to rapidly age over time, even in the afterlife. From what we've learned, they seem to deteriorate faster while within the presence of the living. Strength. Upon entering the location, Thaye will become active, defensive, and agile. Weakness. They will weaken over time, making them weaker, slower, and less aggressive. So this is the opposite of the Moroi, it sounds like. It sounds like it's going to be the strongest, the earliest in the match. So it might be a little bit faster, it might be more likely to hunt, more likely to get ghost events. But then we might see something like it turning into a shade later in the match as it gets older and weaker. So that's cool. Now back to the patch notes here. So this is where it gets really cool, and I'm really excited that they did this. We're introducing the investigation period along with these new ghost types. This gives players around 2 weeks to try and work out the ghost abilities, traits, and secrets before we update these patch notes with the specifics. Okay, we're hoping this will bring back the original investigator feeling and allow players to work together as a team to uncover the truth. So that means we're going in to blind test these ghosts. It's going to be more likely that we see these ghosts in the next 2 weeks. It says right here, these 3 ghosts will have an increased spawn chance for 2 weeks. But we're going to have to test them and figure out what their secret abilities are, which is super fun. So it's not gonna thing where they're like telling us up front that we're gonna be able to test these secret abilities. We have to go in blind and see what these ghosts do to us, and we are the test dummies here and the investigators, and this is gonna be so awesome and fun. And I'm gonna make sure I have a video up for at least one video for each of these ghosts, trying to break down what their new abilities are and how they operate. So stay tuned for that. Now, this next one is maybe the most slept-on change that they've made in a while. Voice recognition. Now, if you've been a really experienced Phasmophobia player, you probably know of some voice problems that you've had and maybe had to go through a manual fix to fix. But a lot of players have voice recognition issues and don't even realize it. They won't be able to use the spirit box. The Ouija board won't work for them, and decrease ghost activity. Well, they implemented a whole new system here to fix all of that, and this is a huge upgrade and a big change. And I know personally, just from people I've talked to, a lot of people that have had voice problems and just give up on the game. So we'll be seeing them back for sure. Now, our voice recognition system has been completely replaced. We're no longer relying on Windows speech systems, meaning it supports many more languages and platforms such as GeForce Now and Steam Deck with no setup required, and fixes that pesky tab out bug. So if you didn't know what the tab out bug was, if you tabbed out and tabbed back in without clicking the Phasmophobia icon, it could mess up your spirit box or your Ouija board or just your interactivity with your voice, and you would have to tab out and either click the Phasmophobia icon, or you would have to hit the Windows key twice to fix that. So that's gone. That's fine. Now, you can now see the input volume of your microphone in the audio settings. Solid additional microphone input options have been added. Voice detector sensitivity, noise suppression. Due to the new system only working if you are in a server, the voice recognition system has been removed. Okay. Cool. All right, note the above additional audio options are only available while in game through the journal's options. Cool. So a bunch of new languages. Very nice. So it looks to me like that's going to be a huge fix for Phasmophobia, and it's only going to make everything better. I love that. Now, the truck has received new models, new layout, new materials, and I will show you that in a second here. Equipment has now been placed on the wall of the truck. Placing any equipment back on the wall, similarly to head cameras, will be added with the custom difficulty update, the bigger update that's coming soon down the road with the new Sunny Meadows map and all that. Big update coming. When lit, the Campfire Maple Lodge campsite will now increase the temperature of the area around it. I wonder how this will affect freezing temperatures. This could make the campsite even more dynamic and interesting than it already is. That's one of my favorite maps. It's beautiful visually, interesting with how the gameplay goes, different than other maps for sure. The Maple Lodge Campfire will now show a hot temperature reading on the thermometer. See, this is what I'm talking about with freezing. How will that tie into freezing temps in the campfire area? I'm so excited to test that and find out. And when I do find out, you bet there will be a video on it on this channel. You can now buy 4 lighters and 3 salt shakers. Very cool. I like the extra salt and the 4 lighters. The 2 lighters was always kind of weird. And both these things are pretty cheap, so that's good. Added new footstep sounds for the metal floor in the truck and on the ramp. New audio. When you're so used to this game and playing so many hours every week like I do, anytime you get some new audio cues, it makes it so much fresher. So that is good. Now, changes. The number of free hiding spots will now be increased when playing multiplayer games. 3 players plus 1, 4 players plus 2. I don't know if I like this. I'm sure that there was a demand for it because this game is hard, especially for newer players. But it's going to make it easier. So for experienced players, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. We'll have to test it out and see. I don't want to make a judgment on whether or not I like this yet. It could be a good thing, but it could also make the game too easy. I don't know. Just throwing it out there. I'm very excited to test. Now, the voice recognition splash screen has been removed as it's no longer needed. Cool. The map screen in the truck now has up and down arrows for changing floors instead of a single button. Nice little aesthetic change there. When using their ability, Jinn will now leave EMF at the fuse box rather than where they are currently. So the Jinn being an electronic ghost that thrives off the fuse box being on. That's a pretty cool thing that you test the fuse box for the EMF. Awesome. You will now never see ghost mist when the ghost type is Oni. Cool. Makes the Oni more easily identifiable. The cursor will no longer lock when playing in VR. Nice. All locations have had their lighting rebaked to a higher quality to help reduce any light leaks and artifacts. I have noticed some light leaks every now and then. You drop a UV light on the second story floor, and then you go downstairs and you see it bleeding through, stuff like that. So that's what they're fixing here. The chance for the mare light ability has been slightly increased. Mares have been really sketchy on nightmare mode, trying to figure out if it's a mare or not, just based off behavior. So this sounds like it's going to make the mare a little bit easier to identify, and that's always good. Anytime the ghost acts the way it's supposed to, that's a good change. Replace the Russian, Ukrainian, Turkish, Greek, and Japanese fonts to be more readable. Sounds good to me. I don't know any of those languages, but it sounds good to me. Fixes. Sanity pills can no longer be duplicated for extra uses. Sanity pills will now give the correct insurance amount. You can now use the main menu boombox in VR. The delay when taking a photo has been removed. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Yuri can no longer drain your sanity when you're outside the location. That was a bug. Yuri will no longer stop interacting when they use their ability in the Willow Garage. Very cool. You can now interact with all interactable objects in VR. The photo camera sound will now muffle correctly between floors. Yeah, the photo camera sound still stuck out like a sore thumb. You can kind of hear someone snapping a picture of the bone from anywhere on the map, on the smaller maps at least. You can no longer light lighters with lit candles. Candles can now be lit with other lit candles. You already could do that before if you set the candle on the candle and it was lit. But I'm wondering if you can just like drag the candle over a candle to light it that way. Candle and lighter flames will now cast the correct shadows. Nice. The shoulder flashlight will no longer break when closing and opening the truck door. Fixed and missing Korean and traditional Chinese text. The controls text in the training will no longer overlap in the keybind text. Okay. Potential fix for the VR runtime launching when playing without VR. Awesome. So that is the new update. Now what I want to do is I want to take you through a little tour of the trailer here. And we are already in there on the Tanglewood map. Look at this. A whole different world, baby. So that trailer you've been so used to, it is, oh my God. Look at the new door. Everything's on the wall. And as they said in the custom difficulty update, what you'll be able to do, why did I get four regular flashlights? You'll be able to take something off the wall and actually put it back. You can't do that yet. Hello? Okay. So the computer here, oh, listen. I wonder if y'all can hear that. But I'm going to turn it up. New footstep sounds. This is the new audio I was talking about. Listen. That's so cool. I love that. Good job. Good job, Phasmo devs. I love those little details in games, especially when you have as many hours as I do. The little audio details make it feel fresh and new in its attention to detail. But here's the new trailer. What am I missing here? Anything? Let's see how the door opens. What? What? I love it. Let's go. That's so cool. Now I feel like I'm coming out of like a serious ghost hunting cockpit, ready for action, ready to get that EMF 5. I hope y'all enjoyed this little breakdown of the update. As I was saying before, make sure you join up with the Discord. We have over 1,000 wackos in there. Wonderful Phasmophobia community. Make sure you follow me on Twitch because I'm going to be testing this live in the upcoming days for sure. And also make sure you're subbed to the YouTube because as I get updated content out for all these new ghosts, I'll be surely posting it. So if you have any insight onto anything you've learned about the new ghosts, feel free to put it in the comments, ask any questions, whatever. I love y'all. Thanks for watching, and happy ghost hunting, baby. Let's go.